Alright, hello. I think that is working as intended. Unfortunately, when I set up OBS on my PC, I tried exporting and importing everything for the laptop, but it indeed did not work out like that. So is what it is. But I think I have everything. Everything should be good. Let's double check on everything to make sure I am live. And yeah, all that jazz. Okay, let's see. I don't know if the audio settings changed because I feel like it might be lighting up with the dryer, so yeah, you'll have to let me know on that. Let's see. Okay, so I am live on the old Twitch, which is always important here. Let's make sure this is working all across everything. Yep, good on kick. Up for YouTube. Oh, nice. Everything is live. Now, the big kicker is if everything stays live and we don't have any disconnects. No issues like that. Alright, so I need to update the workout log. Man, I wish I had like one more USB on the laptop because not having the freaking mouse sucks sometimes. Alright, bench. Bench day. What did I do? I think I did 320 last week. It will be at 325, 332. Sets of 3 sets of 8. And we're looking at probably 215 to 220. And then accessory work. What did I do last Saturday? Lat pull down was one of them for sure. BFR, bicep slash tricep. If I'm not mistaken. I will go back and double check, but we'll get started here. Oh, you know what? Go, baby. Gotta get the lights. Man, it's freaking cold down here. Yo, what's up, Luke? Alright, now that we got some people pulling in, keep in mind, I swapped everything over to OBS, so there's still some trial and error. If audio feels different, you know, like it needs to be adjusted in some capacity, just let me know. You know, if you hear any background noise, if I'm loud enough, if the music's loud enough, everything is different now, so. Bro, you are commenting with all the platforms. Alright. Very nice. Jet Aoi PS. Thank you for the follow on Kick. Welcome in, guys. Luke's got us set on the chatting to start us off. Is my chat showing up on the stream as well? I didn't catch it as it came through. I'm just trying to make sure everything's working. Everything is working as intended. That's a good trial and error though, because now I know all my, at least what I can see. I'm seeing all platforms, people. Show times. You know what? I should show timestamps just in case I make sure I'm getting that in. All right, very good. I said this yesterday when I did my little trial stream, playing some CZN. OBS looks like complete butt when you first launch it, you know, in comparison to Streamlabs. The only difference is that there's a lot of customization you can do with OBS, and now I think I actually like how it looks more than what I had on Streamlabs, so. It was a little bit of playing around with it for sure. But yeah, now I actually like it more. Actually, it looks pretty nice. I got the activity, I got the chat. Yeah, I shouldn't miss anything with it now. I feel on top of it now. Now we have to. Now it's the real test of if everything stays connected and I don't disconnect a bunch. All right. If I disconnect, just type El Bozo in the chat. Permission granted. Alright, yeah, actually, let's go ahead. I'm trying to see if I can't, you know, the new accessories and how we kind of structure things, it's hard for me to recall. So I need to double check to make sure what I did last Saturday. Content, video producer. So that would have been what? The 31st? The 31st. Man, I'm really hoping this works. I have good feeling about it. Also okay, so the only thing we're missing was the inverted row as well. Otherwise, that is the workout for today. Okay, let me fix that real quick. Fingers crossed indeed. Like I said, it was kind of, you know, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but when I first downloaded and opened up, I'm like, this is gonna be a headache. I gotta swap all this crap around. But it is all done now. And, you know, like I said, I guess I just didn't know. Well, the big thing, obviously, is the overall, like, look of Streamlabs, you know, at its base. And then also, you know, that you could multi-stream very easily. No, I had no idea. Number one, OBS requires less, you know, resources to stream, and then number two is that you can actually just multi-stream for free on OBS. You just have to download the plugin. So now I don't have to pay that subscription. Not that it was a huge deal, but why pay for it when, like, I could just get it for free? I think it's like 15 to 18-ish per month, you know? And that's like a new game that we could play on stream every like 3, depending on the price of the game, every 3 to 4 months, right? Or yada yada, you know, however else I could. Can't quite say it would be a new piece of gym equipment, because that would be a compounding of many months before it would equate out to that, but you know. I like it too because, like, when you multi-stream on Streamlabs, it kind of just pools all the viewers into one number. Whereas here, it actually, like, you know, individually is showing, like, Twitch, YouTube, Kick, which I think is nice. Like, obviously, having it pooled into one number feels really good, but it is good to, you know, separate yourself from that big number and kind of check analytics all at once of like each one. Alright, last night was, okay sleep, I guess. I think the day before was a bit better. Yeah, it's just been a weird week of sleep this week. Not one of my worst, not one of my better. So, hopefully we can have a nice session here still. The goal would be to also play probably some Chaos Zero Nightmare after the workout, I think. VO3 looks really good though. I was watching a little bit of people play that yesterday. I'm like, ooh, that looks tempting. Alright guys, so far so good, right? Yeah? It looks like it's working much better. I can actually see at the bottom as well, like the CPU usage. And, man. And even when I was looking at it on my PC yesterday, OBS was only using like a third of what just Discord uses, so. I guess in terms of performance-wise, OBS is really good. Which I think is a good swap too, because there has been some games. Like when I did my Black Myth Wukong playthrough, there was a little bit of some performance issues, so it's kind of a more so when I'm streaming those higher end games that aren't super well optimized. And then also, you know, so you're playing it, that's one thing, and then you're streaming it as well. And then the NVIDIA broadcast that kind of does my green screen, that actually takes a lot of, like a pretty decent amount of resources. So I think just cutting down on it if you can it will be good. Because, like, what I suspected, I guess, in terms of why it might have been dropping before is because I know I'm streaming off the laptop, and I know, like, the laptop doesn't have, like, it's not like a super duper duper high-end laptop, like, by today's standards. So I thought maybe it was a performance issue that was causing the drop. Or, you know, of course, Streamlabs, a multi-stream issue. But we made the swap, and I mean, hey, I hate to say it, but we're 20 minutes in. It seems like everything's been going good so far. Yo, what's up, Mike? I hate to potentially jinx it, but seems like everything's going good. Yeah, it was starting to get really annoying, man. Starting to be a headache. How's the audios though? Everything good? Can you hear anything in the background? I could actually make it a bit louder as long as you're not hearing anything in the background. I just wasn't sure if it was picking up anything. I could make... let me see here. If you start to hear anything in the background, let me know. But yeah, we can crank this up just a smidge more. Manage a 325 or 332 today. Some forearm action here. Good old lovely Saturday workout today. Ah, there it is. Happy affiliate anniversary. Thank you, thank you. I guess it notifies you guys that. I think maybe when you pop in. Yeah, I think, who was it? I think it was P that showed that off yesterday. So, I don't know how long the celebration is for. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if it's been 2 years at this point or 3 years. Of course, you know, once upon a time we weren't able to be like as consistent in a lot of ways, so I think as of recent, things have picked up pretty good. I don't know how to check actually. I thought it was really funny because P brought that up yesterday, and you know, I had spent a bunch of time yesterday swapping everything from Streamlabs to OBS, and it actually kind of felt like an exciting swap for some reason. I don't know why. It just was like something kind of new, and then they brought that up, and I was like, oh, kind of fitting, kind of marking I guess a new chapter, I guess, even though it doesn't really, it's not even that big of a deal. But honestly, I feel like the It's a lot more organized and everything. So, for what that's worth. It wasn't when I first opened it up, but yeah. Like I said, there's just a ton of, I guess, customization with OBS. Now it looks really good. Hopefully the headache is, behind us and everything stays, working good. OBS is the one. OBS is goated. I need to put you guys on that. Come on. Feel pretty good today so far. I'd probably do 310 for the last warm up. Put these weight plates on here. 310. Now, once I really get the hang of it, apparently there's a way that I can essentially have like audio or like some music playing on Twitch, but on the output to my YouTube it doesn't play. That way we can just listen to whatever, you know, on Twitch. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. You know, it's steps. It's a nice step process here. I brought it up earlier, but if the stream drops, then just drop the elbozo in chat. You guys have the permission to do so. But yeah, so far so good. So far so good. No, I said if the stream drops. You don't just get to spam that for free. I didn't even do anything. Alright, last warm up. Let's make it look like a warm up. Okay, that was pretty good. My new necklace was kind of choking me out there for a second. It's been a while since I've. You are wild. You are crazy. Alright, what do we do, guys? Do I do a 332? I kind of want to. It is only week 3, though. Is it week 3? It is week 3, right? I think it's week 3. I put that down on the title, but now I'm like thinking about like, is that right? Yeah, that's right. You know what? Give me a second. Is that right? Am I really just that out of it all week? Surely I didn't repeat the same week. I think we're on week 3. I don't know. Maybe you guys can drop the elbows over here in a second. I'm sure it's in one of my titles. Week 3 bench press. Yeah, okay. Alright. It's week 3. Don't call me Shirley. Alright. Man, 332 just seems so tempting. I think we'll just try to go for a nice tempo on 325, right? And then next week, because, you know, my week 4 goal was to at least go for that 332, right? So, which I think, honestly, I could probably actually hit higher than 332 for next week. Which, what would that, I don't even know, 337 I think would be the next up from that. With the plates that I have. Just hold on, yeah. Oof. So 325. We'll leave the 332 next week. Arnicar, how's that Burning Crusade leveling going, huh? What the hell? These guys are booty cheeks. I'm already level 100, yeah. Tammy Wynette, who is that? Oh, that's right. My chat box isn't showing up. Alright, let me fix that. So, oh wait, no it is. It is, but it's like, okay, it's not how I envisioned it to be. So I want it. Okay, give me a second. Let me go through. How dare you? I don't know what to tell you guys, alright? Where do we want this? I think, that's not bad, right? I don't want to pull up too high because sometimes my workout log can, you know. Chat box. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so yeah, everything's working. All good. So uneducated. Yeah. Alright. First lady of country, famous for songs such. So that shit's like old as hell, is what you're telling me, huh? That shit old as hell, man. In the grundle? What's a grundle? I mean, I guess I can guess. I can make an educated assumption, or what, an inference, some might say. Ugh, come on. Massive. It's been a while, old friend. Whoa! I don't know how good of a tempo that was necessarily. But I guess it was smooth. You guys are just saying a bunch of random stuff. These aren't real people. I don't know who you're talking about, Bad Bunny. You guys are AI, aren't you? Okay, so the 215 to 220 for the back off. Yeah. Alright, so I'll need both of these at the very least. The MAGA halftime show. Oh, the Super Bowl. Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, I wasn't thinking about that. That's probably why my one client can't do the Sunday session. It's tomorrow, right? Damn, I actually wasn't even thinking about that. It's been a while since I've like really watched sports like that. Honestly, I like watching college football more than I like watching professional football most of the time. I couldn't even tell you who's even in this. Who's playing? Actually, I don't need these. Not these. Not these. Not these. My math is not mathing. Probably do the heavier. I'm gonna go 220, I think. I wasn't thinking about that. I actually need to check in with my other. I don't know if they have plans either. Eurovision? What is Eurovision? Apparently, I just need to get educated on a lot of things. We only care about the concert. I think you're speaking for a lot of other people. I don't know what that is. Eurovision. An international song competition. So I'm confused. Are they like live song? You know, like live performances? Is this safe streaming and alternate? Nah, no, I think you guys are AI, man. What do you guys? You guys are just saying a bunch of stuff that I have no clue about. I think you guys are living in an... Well, I mean, is it just like any track, you know? Or is it like the live performance? Like what's the stipulations? I feel like that's a pretty fair question. Are they brand new songs, you know, like people write it on the spot and it's their first time performing it? Alright, how about like previous winners? Then that would... So they just pick a song, huh? Wasted Love. I think I've heard that one before, right? But how does it work? Do like people go out and perform their songs live? I don't know. I've never, I don't think I've ever watched that. It's not based on their live performance of the song. It's just based on the recorded, you know, track, it seems like. But, that being said, I would imagine, from an entertainment standpoint, like, at least some of the top, I guess, voted would maybe perform their song at the event. Right? guys aren't answering my question here. Am I speaking a different language? Alright, how we looking? We're doing good. We are doing good. What the friggin' heck? Hey, yo! Ursinho Aggressivo, thank you for the follow. Bruh, how many times do I have to say it though? Are they voting based on the live performance or just the actual recorded track of the song? But I think it's just a recorded track. But I would assume that they would also just perform live, you know, at the event. Or do they just play the recorded track? I mean, I don't know. Like, is it a whole drawn out thing? These are valid questions for somebody who's never, you know, watched. Alright, did our thing work out alright too? Because with the switch to OBS, there was a lot of stuff that like copied, right? So there's almost like 2 of my normal text boxes, like 2 of this, 2 of that. So I think I only saw 1 because I was right in front. I only saw the follow animation go off once. So that's good. Yeah, unfortunately, I tried importing the settings on my actual PC to export onto the laptop, but it just didn't work. So I just kind of had to do it all over again. Unlucky. Unlucky. All right, follow for the day. Look at us go. Does that put us at like 270 or something? 270? 280? On the affiliate anniversary, or whatever they call it. Very nice. W stream. Where are we at? Anybody else getting a nice workout in today? Or what's everybody doing today? What is everybody up to today? 270. Alright. Look at us go. Alright. 2 more sets of 8 feet up. Man, Neo 3 looks really good. Also, that Dragon Quest remake also looks really good. I just need to get caught up on everything and then actually finish Silksong before, you know, starting anything else up. Well, folks, you probably don't know about that Dragon Quest. The bangers. You don't strike me as like a JRPG player. You like those TikTok brain rot games like Marvel Rivals? Midnight in a month? Midnight's in 11 hours. What are you talking about? That's a knee slapper. That's a knee slapper right there. That's some shit that a World of Warcraft player would say to begin with. Hey, yo. Midnight is the expansion name. Is the next expansion after that going to be Afternoon? Ugh. Oof. You know what? Midnight's gonna be fire, you right? I'm gonna treat it like a mobile game. I only had to press one button. Let's go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably be playing 2 mobile games while I'm pressing one button on World of Warcraft. Yeah, so back. So back. Oh yeah, it's a weird time for the I don't know, low key, new class dropped on Lost Ark, and it's trying to make me act up because it looks so cool. Do we get back to the Lost Ark solo raids? Get my fix, you know, for a couple weeks. I was really playing I got in the swing of playing again when Valkyrie came out, which I think still is super, super badass, but yeah, honestly, returning a new player experience is just not very good once you get to a certain point. That's the biggest problem with Lost Ark. It just... Man, I'm still waiting for more, I'm waiting for more Ashes news. I'm trying to eat my popcorn and listen to some goofy stuff about that dude. I know, one of my buddies is gonna be like so upset because they bought in like super early. I guarantee you it was at least $500 that they spent. That didn't even cross my mind at that time. That was so off the radar. That's a feels bad. Alright, bad idea. Close. Oh boy. Alright, somebody was gassing me up at the gym yesterday. They're like, man, you really are looking good. They knew I've been bulking, working on putting on the size. I'm like, nah, I got you fooled. I'm just wearing some clothes I've had for a long time. The clothes are just a little tight. Got him. I actually need to check body weight. It's been a minute since I checked. Alright, so some inverted rows. Today we actually got back to doing them weighted, and that's felt not too bad. Feels alright. We got some lat pull down yet. And some BFR action. I need Zero to pop in at some point too, because actually I think the redeems, I actually kind of have like a separate spot, or at least I think that it'll show up in the feed that I'm talking about. So yeah, it even works better than what I have for the Streamlabs. That reminds me, I need to cancel. I actually canceled the subscription. Need to make sure not to do that. I think that comes out like more towards the end of the month, so not an immediate rush, but I'll certainly forget if I don't. It's a good thing I don't do like bodybuilding stuff though, cause like I definitely cannot. I can't do the poses, that's for sure. Oh boy, 325 for today. Maybe I should have done 332. It felt pretty easy. It felt pretty easy. I think after the workout stream, it's probably some more CZ in. I want to get that cranked out. I feel bad because my Silk Song save is just sitting there collecting dust, but yeah. Arc Knights came out, and then CZ in season came out. Ugh. I mean, that's clearly a trick question because I'm just incredibly athletic. I'm confused what you mean. I'm not, by the way. Actually, people probably anticipate or expect I'm athletic. I mean, but I'm not at all. I wouldn't say not at all, but definitely not. Yeah, I'm not really that athletic by any means. At least from a coordination standpoint, right? Coordination and skills, but obviously the basics, right? Like force production, once upon a time, endurance and conditioning. Those were always things that came a little bit easier. I might not be the best from a sport-specific standpoint, but I'm probably the first one up the hill. That's just how it was, right? I always, really pushed myself. Because I played sports in high school, I tried out a little bit of everything, but yeah, I don't think I was really exposed, early enough to really get a very good development from a sport-specific standpoint. But speed, agility, strength. Hey, I wish we were athletic. I mean, it doesn't matter now, right? Maybe once upon a time in high school, but that stuff doesn't matter now. At the end of the day, the people that were super athletic back then, are probably like all fat and sitting on their couches right now. The majority. So, I guess they had their time of fame. Ow, fuck. And I guess I don't mean that in a rude way to, you know, every single person I know, but there are definitely some dickheads back in the day that could have been put in their place at the time. That's how it is for everybody, right? We all had those people growing up in high school that they thought they were the shit. Feeling pretty good today. Well, that is, you know, I'm kind of feeling it a smidge, but I'm definitely going up in weight in comparison. So we're getting pretty much back to normal. Yo, what's up? Yeah, went pretty heavy today. Not too shabby. You benching today? Well, today I hit a 325. Yeah, you missed it. You missed the bench pressing. We're doing some accessory work now. Trying to get jacked. Pretty easy 325, honestly. A very rough week of sleep, but I came in and did what I could and had a pretty nice bench session. Bro is trying so hard. It's crazy. Doing singles today too. Hit 315 like 2 weeks ago. Already won the try 320, but should hit 305s. That 315 was touch and go, right? We got to get away from the touch and goes a bit. Oh my lord, hello. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Yeah, 320 already. 320 already? I'm gonna have to open up something on my Discord channel where people post their PRs. That would be cool. That way we can have a watch party, right? I can watch them on stream. we at on this stack? We're up there. I'd say we're pretty much back to normal. Just maybe a little bit of discomfort. I'm gonna go up one actually for the final set. Oh, guys, I completely forgot to move the camera. That's my bad. I just been over here doing lap pull downs. Completely forgot to move the camera angle. Got a 300 pause IPR both just to mix up lifted 300 pause a few days ago after the 315 touch and go. That would be sick. Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like that. That gives me some more content to stream. I feed off of you guys. I feed off of you guys. You guys give me free content. How about that? Dunk on our form? True. Alright, here we go. There's the angle. Yeah, no, I think that'd be cool though, for sure. I actually don't promote the Discord quite as much as I should. I need to do that. My 4th deadlift session ever, I pulled 390 for 2, but my squat is pathetic. That's pretty dang good for your 4th time, ever. That is pretty dang good. I'm sure that sounds exactly like me, Really good at deadlift. I would say good at bench press, and then, pretty average on squat for sure. How's the workout? Workout is going good. Pretty good top set. Oh my god, I do need a tan. The light doesn't really help the situation either in some spots, like up close. I do a lot to try to contain and fix the lighting the best I can, but it's still, I wouldn't say it's amazing by any means. Alright, last set. Ooh. Oh. Let's see here. 300 for 3 about destroyed me. My second session, I hit 345, then the 390s. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 225 for 10 squats about killed me. Oh my god. A really hard set of 10 on squats is probably the worst feeling ever. Like a max effort set of 10. Oh. Hell no. So strong, I love it. Oh boy. Alright, let's see here. I actually didn't. I completely forgot that it was tomorrow. Until somebody mentioned earlier. I I guess I haven't really been watching a ton of sports as of recent. I like watching college football more than professional football. Side note, I think I'm about to hit the 1,000 pound club. Nice. Very good. Oh man, we gotta get the squad up though. If you are, you know, if you're touching going 315 and whatnot, we need to get that squat. Oh, but yeah, that is amazing. That's like easy, you know, easy pounds on the table for your total. I will do tricep first since we're pretty much set up for it. Come on. There we go. And then I'll put this right about here. Don't play sports, I forgot. I like to. I like to stay active and whatnot. There are some sports I watch, but I don't really go out of my way to watch sports nowadays. My sport is powerlifting. I guess if you'd call it. It's a strength sport, I guess. Only 4 squat sessions on our belt. I know I could at least get a 350 plus squat. That would actually be really good. 350 plus would be awesome. Got early on. 5 miles on the treadmill today. Nice. Looks like we got some people in the chat today getting their Saturday work in. 495 deadlift, 405 squat, 315 bench. I like how you have that in 45 increments, right? 315 bench is 3 plates, 405 squat is 4, and then deadlift is 5 on each side. That is funny. Legs are so sore. Good, good. That'll keep you out of trouble this weekend. Alright, might need to go up one. Yeah, that's good. Definitely can't complain with that. I mean, you're still, relatively, pretty new, right? To the scene. So, all in considering, I think you've been making some pretty good progress. I had the usual at the gym yesterday gassing me up saying I was looking good. Because they knew that I've been bulking, been working on putting on the size. I'm trying to get that deadlift up. Well, deadlift and bench up, to be fair, but I think the bulk, what really spoke to me when I decided to bulk was me wanting to get my deadlift up. I want that 700 pound deadlift. I will not throw in the towel until I hit 700 on deadlift. That just is what it is. Must hit 700. Dude, you're jacked. Oh, shucks. Appreciate that. I need to check body weight actually after the workout, because my goal is to get up to 200. You know, if I can hang out around 200, you know, lean out at 200, I think it'd be pretty dangerous. $5'8", 200. Oh, we lifted some heavy weights. Uh, 195 strict military and 140 strict curl. Yeah, being able to strict press your body weight's pretty good for sure. Curl, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think that's gonna matter quite as much. I guess we're a power lifter, right? In terms of like a maximum weight, a maximum like a PR almost. It's so, but I mean that is a lot of weight to curl though. Alright, so I need to set up, speaking of curls, let's go ahead and set that up. Alright, come on. Where's it at? This mother... There we go. Alright. There's that. Alright, that should be pretty good. Alright, let's see here. July 4th at 2:15 for 4, sorry, true. 225 to 315 in under a year. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, most people are not getting that, I'll be honest. That's pretty good. Yeah. Been kind of focused on the upper body for sure. 180 cheek curl. Yeah. For me, I don't really do that type of stuff anymore. I'm old. Older. I can't be maxing out on curls and expecting to be able to keep up with my normal amount of bench volume and everything. Too much stupid training back in the day, probably, at least in part. I'm just having so much fun, yeah. Ah, the good old days. Ooh, that might be a little heavy. Doesn't take much. Ooh. Ever had any kind of strength in my life till I started bulking and strength training? Yep. Yeah, can make a big difference, you know? What's that quote about a man growing old without never... Let me see if I can find it. It is shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Socrates, yep. I think that... Yep. Facts. Because most people just don't know, right? They don't know how strong they could be. They don't know how much of a naturally gifted they could be if they just, you know, stuck to being consistent. No complacency around here. All the gear and fitness influencers tell you that bullshit, none of them tell you how to train, right? Yeah. Well, you know, that's why I've always liked Twitch, right? This allows me to get a bit more nuance, right? I don't have to take very clickbait. I don't have to upload a post that's like very clickbait in order for me to feel like I've successfully posted or created content on social media. I get to go live for like an hour and a half and actually talk about things. One more set of some bicep curls and then we'll hit some lateral raises. Well, it's just, I don't know. I think sometimes it's a bit dishonest in terms of the content that gets put out. Sometimes it's well-intentioned, but, you know, there's just such a big part of it. With anything with human sciences, it's very individual. It's based on the person in front of you. You know, not to say that we shouldn't, like, for example, research should really guide us, but it's more so there to give us, like, I guess, guardrails of, like, where do we go from here in this nice in-between. But, yeah. Being pragmatic is very important. Alright, guys, we got some lateral raises. We are nearing the end of the workout. We're getting there. So if anybody has any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the chat. I made a lot of swaps over to OBS, so if there's anything that just seems different, just let me know. I can't say for certain that everything is exactly the same, but I won't know unless you tell me. Also, of course, don't forget to follow up if you aren't already. Smash that follow button. When you're new, you listen to those guys? Yeah. 100 accessories or cable exercises when in reality you need a bench, a barbell, and a pull bar for a ton of gains. Yeah. I mean, that's the meat and potatoes, right? You're crossing off, you're checking off a lot of boxes with that. But yeah, the disconnect is when people think that more fancy or complex equates to better. Definitely not the case. I would say the majority of the time, even. Would have fainted at that close-up? Oh no. Was it a crotch shot or a butt shot? You know, and like I said before, KISS, the KISS principle, or whatever you want to call it, you know, keep it simple, stupid. So I think there's a lot of clarity and a lot of freedom in, you know, being able to keep it simple until it requires more, I guess. Alright, lateral raises. Let's see here. We'll go 15. At the end of the day, it's good to, you know, swap up accessories every so often, but yeah, I mean, at some point, you'll reach a point where you've probably, you know, you're not going to be surprised, right? You're not going to find a brand new exercise that's like your favorite one ever. You know, those get rarer and rarer, you know, the longer that you work out. Or another perspective is that you just start to realize that it doesn't really necessarily matter, of course. Every training program should be enjoyable, should have stuff that is hard, that you suck at doing, but in the grand scheme makes you better. Good programming that alternates, you know, rep sets, accessory work, over time. One that you can stay consistent with. And always overload a barbell at a certain point with machine or cables. Progressing would be a problem. Like, oh, you can row 2 plates now, row 3. Yeah, I mean, accessory works good, right? There's still some very staple favorites that are machines, but yeah, you don't have to get anything super fucking crazy, man. Like where you're doing a bunch of crazy shit with the cables. Or the, this is more so in the rehab world, but there is some pretty crazy stuff out there. I'm trying to think what it's called. Something like fascia, fucking... Let's see, what is it called exactly? Fascia, functional training, like... It just, like, there's some really crazy crap out there. It's just... Honestly, a bunch of... It's full of crap, too. Not worth... Yeah, I mean, yeah, structuring is important, right? In terms of the time of when you do it in the workout. You know, that rule of thumb would always be compounds go first, ones that use more muscle groups for the exercise. And then as you get later on in the workout, then you are narrowing the scope, you know, dialing in a little bit, being very focused on a muscle group. Always OHP after bench, which for sure not optimal for PS. I think it's making my stronger overall. Yeah, I mean, bench press means probably a heck of a lot more to you, so. If I do another comp, like for example, you know, I might do like deadlift, right? I start off with deadlift. I can't expect that my squat would feel as good as if I squatted first, so. Generally, I'll have, you know, a secondary variation for that day, you know. So it's not like I'm trying to deadlift heavy and then also squat heavy and expect that, you know, it's always gonna go well. So it would be like a deadlift day and then like... For me, my variations are like safety squat, bar squats. Or like, for example, how about on my squat day, I'm doing like a barbell RDL as like my secondary sort of compound exercise. That way it's not really getting in the way of my performance of like, okay, I want to perform well on bench press today, you know? Alright, guys. All done with the workout. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a walk. Let's see. I'm with you. I tried to squat and deadlift first couple sessions, realized that was not it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely... Trying to do heavy of both. Yeah. It's not very fun. I don't think it's necessarily very productive either. Alright, I'm gonna run the restroom real quick. I'll probably do a small walk when I get back. I'll be right back real quick. Alright, we're back. Alright, let's see here. Work brother like to bench an OHP once a week and bench incline once a week. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think that's pretty fair. I feel like OHP is benefiting the incline the OHP, which I'm loving. And that all makes the bench stronger. Good. Biggest thing is just, you know, trying to track the best you can, right? Have your metrics. Your metrics for like a performance increase. Alright, yeah, we'll go ahead and... Actually, I haven't been using the walking pad quite as much, so we will hit up a small walk. Oh, I need to move this. That is going to get in the way. Alright, there we go. I just stepped on and just didn't walk. Alright, I'll probably turn down the mic a bit. Oh, weighted dips, man. That is one I will stand by. Like, for me personally, I don't really do OHP, but weighted dips for sure. That's a staple, I think, for improving your bench press strength. That is a banger. Workout is all done, guys. Gonna get a little bit of a walk going here. But otherwise not too long of a walk, because I do want to get upstairs. Make sure I get my calorie surplus in. Probably make my pancakes, and then probably do a game stream. Oh, what do we have here? You know, I don't think it's giving me the translation. That kind of sucks. Let me pull something up. Pretty sure this is one of, yeah, it's K-Dye. What's up, K-Dye? Yeah, I don't know. It's not... The very first message. So I stopped... I changed from Streamlabs to OBS. I don't know if Streamlabs was translating some things, or... I don't know. Anyways, first message, I do not understand. But then I'm seeing some happy anniversary. Yep. Appreciate that. It used to actually on OBS. It's not even giving me the K-Dye 618. I wonder if there's a setting I need to swap. I thought that it was you though. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's them. Alright, let's see here. Only doing like 45%, so no, there's tons of meat to be put on the triceps. Yep. I want to get at least 20 reps with the 45. Yeah. Gotta load it up a little bit more, honestly, if you can. $325 was actually pretty easy. Before, or like, you know, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to hit my top set, it was a mix between 325 and 332, and I actually think I probably should have done 332, but you know, I still have another week worth of progression, so next week will for sure be 332. It might actually just even be 337. An 80 for 3. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Yeah, the what, affiliate anniversary. Time flies, guys. Like I said, I don't even know if it's been 2 years or if it's 3. I almost want it to be 2, but I feel like it's actually been 3 years, actually. I know 80 for 3 ain't much, but I couldn't have moved that a month ago. Yeah, I mean, it just means that you, like, it's just one of those low-hanging fruits for you to make easy progress on. You found something that, you know, maybe you weren't quite as good at, and now it's just going to make you better. Robin Dunn, thank you for the follow. Super duper appreciate that. Alright, we got some people following on the kick as well. Some multi-streaming action, so yeah, honestly the OBS setup is like a lot better. Now that everything's swapped up. Lockout problems are for sure less of a problem. Almost never failing lifts anymore. That's good. Well, you know, it's the accessory work, but then also I think you've just been doing what you need to do to make sure that you have a more efficient bench press. Therefore, you're not getting stuck at the end of it, right? Just like a more efficient force transfer, so you're not running out of gas there at the very last bit. Man, Neo 3 looks really... I said it earlier, but Neo 3 looks so good in that Dragon Quest remake. Looks so good. Most recent PR was 275 for 5. Proud of 275 for 2 months ago, which, yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's a nice rate, you know. I think at some point you start, you know, maybe start getting a little too greedy, and then it kind of backfires on you too, right? You're not listening to your body and like properly making I guess informed decisions on like maybe RPE or reps in reserve, you know, getting a little ahead of yourself sometime, you know. I remember like that was a big problem for me back in the day. You gotta be honest, you know. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think you were able to. I don't know if it was necessarily from me, but you were able to learn of other people's mistakes and didn't have to really, I guess, experience them yourself in a sense, right? Because if you experience them on your own, then it would have taken more time and effort out of your training. Some other things you probably experienced in some capacity, but, you know, sometimes people really, like, burn themselves into the ground before they're like, you know what, maybe something's wrong here. You know, they really, really keep doing it and keep doing it, and it just takes them way longer to realize, like, oh, you know, maybe there's a different way of doing things. Good to hear. That's what it's all about. That was the main reason, you know, why I started doing the workout streams. All right, guys. Anybody else got any questions or anything? Probably be wrapping up here shortly. Any questions, comments, suggestions, drop them in the chat. If you're a first-time viewer, do a lot of the, you know, fitness workout streams, and then also some gaming streams. So all things, you know, fitness, powerlifting, performance, pain, injury, rehab related topics, and then of course the occasional game streams, which is pretty much variety, you know. MMO RPG when there's good MMOs to play, which is kind of the problem. So then we just default to a lot of just, you know, gacha games, single player games. A lot of variation. whatever I can get my hands on with good production value. Thanks for chats and info. I don't know how I wasn't following. Oh, that's weird. I thought you were actually following on both accounts. Because don't you have your other account as well? Maybe, do you have Kick? You might have followed me on one of those on Kick. I don't know. I know there's been some people that have been, you know, found me on one, but you know, decided to follow on others to help out. Yada yada. Yeah, chasing games, right? All right. All right, everybody. I think we are going to wrap it up. How long we've been running for? 2 hours? It's been 2 hours? Holy shit. All right, today was giga long, actually. Generally, we're, you know, in and out, you know. I am streaming it, and I do like to chat every once in a while, shoot the shit, but still stay very productive in terms of the workout. But, wow, we've been streaming for 2 hours. And it looks as though we didn't have any stream drops, which is huge. That was basically why I swapped from Streamlabs to OBS. That there's something not right. There's something going on. And it looks like we went the full 2 hours without it dropping. I'm gonna double check on some things here. It was a headache. It was very annoying. iPhone spy account confirmed. That's funny. Yeah, 2 hours. Nice. So it never dropped. That's actually huge. Obviously with the workout streams, they're not inherently super duper long. They're not like a gaming session where people are streaming for 5 to 6 hours. So it was always like kind of a bummer and kind of like it just hurts when it happens, right? Because I already know I already have limited time to stream. Because it's like, you know, I do my workout and then it's some chatting here and there, and then it's over. You know, how long can I stretch that out? So when it has to go back to 0001, you know, like a fresh new stream, it really sucks. But hey, I guess we fixed it. So there's that. 2 hours clean, nice to chat between sets, of course. Almost like having a workout partner not in person. Yep, gotta keep you guys accountable and all that jazz. Sometimes it's the other way around. There are some streams, I think at least one of the streams this week I was really feeling rough. I did not sleep very good, but came in and got it done. Alright. Wowzer, it's been 2 hours. Well, yeah, I'm gonna take care of some things. I'm probably gonna make some food, and then looks like we'll probably do some game streaming on some of the platforms for a little bit longer. Yo, Zero, you'll have to pop in later when I do the game stream. I swapped everything over from Streamlabs to OBS, and yeah, honestly, I'm actually liking it more now that I played around with it. And I guess in terms of the stream droppage, it looks to have been a successful swap over because we streamed for 2 hours and it didn't drop at all. I'm actually doing it on all platforms, so I did something right, I guess. All right, anyways, gonna get wrapped up since it has been over 2 hours on the workout stream, so we can get things going for the game stream. It'll probably be, you know, 30 minutes or so before we're back. Yeah. Thanks for popping in, hanging out. Thanks for the support and the chatting. As always, can't do it without you guys. As always, if you're a first-time viewer, we stream a lot of the fitness workout streams, kind of powerlifting focused and specific. Do some game streams. That's kind of the short. Hope to see you guys in soon. Have a good weekend if I don't see you guys, and we'll be doing a game stream here in a little bit. All right, peace.